How you feeling?
500. It's about to go down. The 500th episode. Jesus Christ. Behind the scenes. We here. Stage is set. It's looking nice.
You already know. Episode 500. DJ Natural in the cut with. You know what I'm saying? He came.
Everybody here yet? It's still early.
Yeah, when I go like this and then just edit it to where it's like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like the TikTok video.
I'm ready to do this tonight.
Yeah.
What you saying, bro? B3 in the building.
Yes, sir. You know, all dripped out in the We Love Hip Hop merch. Right? Coming soon. Stay tuned for that. But we're over here. Gonna be celebrating our 500th episode, so stay tuned for that.
It's going down.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know it's Scary Potter. We got a lot of people in the building. A lot of people come out to see us today. Now we do Me and Friday on our 500th episode. The whole We Love Hip Hop network is here. Plus the supporters. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's a We Love Hip Hop thing, man. 500 episode. Flipping gratitude to be here. So grateful to be here. You know what I mean? Yeah. You already know, dog. Yo,
we're here, man. 500 episodes. I'm grateful. Here with the team, the boy Dusty Wallace in the building.
Scary.
B3 behind the
Friday,
cam.
I like it's not even Friday, bro. You
You don't understand. I'm actually happy, man. I'm like, I have this.
And we're happy for you, man.
I have this warm thing. I don't know. I got a cold black heart, and it's kind of warming up, man.
We all know that.
You know what I'm saying? So
love you, though.
it's a good day, man. Salute to everybody who's been supporting us this whole time, from episode 1 to episode 500. We've been improving the production, and we've been making sure that we give you some good content, man. So salute to everybody who's been. We wouldn't be able to do this without the people watching. If we had 1-2 people watching, then it wouldn't really be a network. You know what I'm saying? We got thousands of people from all over the country, people from all other countries and shit. You know what I'm saying? So gratitude. Thank you.
I'm like thinking of Joe Budden, because Joe Budden's been out he's at his 700 and something right now.
Yeah, but he's on his 10th year.
And he's on his 10th year, so I was thinking exactly, you just kind of thought what I was thinking about.
Because we used to do once a week.
Yeah.
And maybe about 3 years ago, because Joe and all those guys been doing twice.
You already know. Shout out We Love Hip Hop. 500 episodes. Some people didn't even get to 250. Some people didn't even get to 100. Some of y'all didn't even get to 50 episodes. We have 500 on them bitch ass niggas, man. And we're doing 500 more. Then 5,000 more. We'll get $100,000 more. $1 million more. Shout out Friday. Shout out Dusty. Shout out Czar. Shout out B3. Shout out the whole team. We Love Hip Hop, nigga.
What's up, guys? DJ Czar here. We are celebrating the 500th episode of We Love Hip Hop. Man, honestly, it's an honor to even be a part of the show. This is true culture. This is us building something for the city. So big up 500 episodes. Big up Friday, Ricky Dread. Big up Dusty Wallace. You know what I'm saying? And everyone who had a part in building We Love Hip Hop. It's DJ Czar, aka Young Shawarma, aka The Muzzy.
How you feeling?
500. It's about to go down.
Yes, sir.
500, you know what I'm saying? Old school music video right now, you know what I'm saying?
You already know 500. Scary Potter in the building as usual. Suspect as usual. Don't make me drop something. You know how we do it.
Yes,
We out here in the cut.
Could be a crazy one.
We out here in the cut.
Wow.
Happy to be here. It's a milestone. You know what I mean?
Shout out We Love Hip Hop 500th episode. PK Herk in the building, you know what I'm saying? It's a big milestone.
Yeah, are you rolling right now? Are you rolling? Okay.
I got the whole thing.
Hey man, what's going on, bro?
All of this is going in. No cuts. No edits.
Hey, Friday, Trap. Congratulations on your 500th episode. Glad to be a part of everything. You know, 500 more. Peace.
We Love Hip Hop.
Welcome, everybody, to the episode or the 500th episode of the We Love Hip Hop Podcast. Make some noise! Boop, 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 boop,
Yes,
boop,
sir.
boop, boop, boop. Let's start this shit in fine fashion. We are Buck is the world's most smoked out podcast. We love hip hop. I'm your host with the most toast, Friday Ricky Dread, aka proud to be a podcaster. Big salute to the Toronto Collective East over here at 600 Gerrard Street East. I would like to welcome over here a man who has been here with me for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
3 years and counting.
3 years.
You know what I'm saying? By my side here, giving some of the hottest takes in the city. You know what I mean? As well as talking to these youngins and making sure that they got the jewels that they need to survive in this crazy city. I want to welcome Dusty Wallace in the motherfucking building. Make some noise.
Tennis claps, tennis claps, tennis claps, tennis claps, tennis claps, tennis claps.
Turn on
All
my
the way
sound
around.
effect.
Maps all around.
Okay.
Gratitude.
And I've been super grateful to have these gentlemen who have been a great addition to this podcast here. They've given a more youthful energy. I'm going to start at the end over here because this gentleman here, he's a producer in the city, and he's been doing a lot of engineering for a lot of these artists out here. And, you know, he goes through his trials and tribulations as an engineer. And that's a reason why I got to even salute him, because he's an engineer is a real part of the culture when it comes to this hip hop shit. Okay. And from him being an engineer, he provided us a studio that we were able to record our podcast on a weekly basis. Okay. And from the kindness of his heart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to give a big salute, and I want all y'all to welcome B3 in the motherfucking building.
Yes,
Bop,
sir.
bop, bop,
Yo, can we get a round of applause for We Love Hip Hop real quick, please? Just
Tennis claps, tennis claps. Thank you.
I'm just happy to be a part of the family and the community, and you know, like, this is something greater than all of us, right? So I'm just happy to be a part of it, and you know, 500 more episodes after this.
Holy,
for sure.
ain't nothing bigger than the program.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And also, I would like to welcome this gentleman here who is a DJ over here in this city, and has been giving me some good insight on the music and just how people react to music. And he gets to see it in real time and then bring his takes over to the podcast. A beautiful addition. Even when I look through the comment section, they're like, yo, the Super Mario guy, or you know what I'm saying? The dude with the stash. He got some crazy takes, man. You know what I'm saying? And I love it, man. And I really appreciate when this gentleman is with us and we get a good podcast going, man.
Yeah.
I want y'all to welcome DJ Czar in the motherfucking building.
DJ Czar, aka Young Shawarma, aka the Muzzy.
Jeez.
A blessing to be here, man.
Love
Honestly, I used to watch. First, I watched you and Herc, who's in the building. Make some noise for Herc's real
big
quick.
salute
You know
to
what I'm
PK
saying?
Herk in the building.
Living legend.
And then I started watching you and Dusty. So when we did that interview on Borough Sound, when I just interviewed you, and then we did like a couple co-hosting, like I was super gassed that you even wanted me on the pod. So I
Salute,
appreciate
man.
you, bro.
No, man, I appreciate you. And I want to say something before we even get into our proceedings today. Like, it's just a blessing to have this podcast here and have an audience of people who listen to us on a weekly basis, watch us on a weekly basis. And, you know, for us to get to episode 500 is a real milestone. You know, there's a lot of podcasts that are in this city that have been doing their thing, and I hope that every podcast out here gets to that 500th episode. But to be honest, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. And just if there wasn't an audience who even appreciated it, a comment section, you know, all the different years of all the different co-hosts that I've had over here, we wouldn't be able to have this here. It's not a singular effort. It's a group effort when it comes to us doing our shows together, or even the audience participating and tuning into us on a weekly basis. So make some noise for yourselves. You know what I'm saying?
There's gonna be a lot of applause today. So y'all have to be ready to clap your hands.
Yeah.
Whenever we say it,
yeah.
like right
Tennis
away.
claps. Tennis claps.
Yeah, man. So it's just like I said, it's just a beautiful thing to be able to get to episode 500. I definitely want to get to. You know what we should do?
What's up?
I'm gonna bring PK Herk up here. Can I switch one of y'all quick
Yeah,
up? Yo, can we bring PK Herk? Pull up, pub. Let's bring PK Herk over. PK Herk in the
Round of
motherfucking
applause
building.
for PK Herk
Make
one
some
time.
noise for PK
I
Herk.
told you I'm gonna be ready for the applause.
Thank you.
Yo, man, thank you for coming through, bro.
Come on, I can't miss 500.
Thank you.
Yo, you know, just seeing where we are now, right? Did you ever think that we'd get to 500 episodes, man?
I want to say yes, but I want to say no also because we were just doing it.
Mm.
So we didn't have no real expectations on where to go with the show and how long it was gonna last and how many episodes was gonna come from it. So yeah, it's a big thing to see 5 years. 500 episodes in almost 6 years.
7.
498.
Yeah. February is gonna make 8 years.
Fuck, I lost a year. But anyways, yeah, it's very good to see 500 episodes. The love that the podcast gets, the love that I still get, even though I'm not on the episodes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not directly on camera with the podcast. No matter where I go, people still be like, yo, you're the guy from We Love Hip Hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get mad love. It's always positive. Like in the 7 years or 8, going on 8 years, and the time that I was with it on the podcast, 99% of my interactions were blessed. There's that always that 1%, you know, but that's why they're 1%. But anyways, yeah, other than that, everything is blessed, and I'm just happy for the accomplishment that you guys had here. 500 episodes is a huge milestone. You understand what I'm saying? Like you said, not a lot of people make it to 500. So big up yourself on the consistency, because that's one thing that you are always on, is the consistency. So I big up the show for the consistency and the hard work you put in. You understand what I'm saying? That's right. Give Friday his flowers.
appreciate that.
You understand what I'm saying? Friday does put a lot of work in for the city. He does go unappreciated. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, 500 is definitely a big milestone, and I could see another 500 easy. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I said. Another 500 to you guys.
Quick question. Maybe a moment, a favorite moment, or a moment that stands out to you during the time when you were hosting on the podcast.
Okay, so I'd have to say my most like starstruck interview would have to be Onyx, Sticky Fingers, and Fredro, right? Too bad they didn't get Suave and the other member from back in the day, but still, that was a memorable interview.
Legendary.
That was like in my top 5. Obviously, the first interviews we've done, you know what I'm saying? The Sheether, the Dusty Wallace and the Humble Child episode. That got me part of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? That made me actually be the co-host.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments, man. Rolling Loud, that was a particularly funny.
Yeah.
That was a particularly funny weekend. But yeah. When we were in the Borrowheads and we had starting from scratch, and you could progressively just see him getting like high from the smoke in the room. Mind you, he never smoked once through the episode. But
Yeah.
you could progressively see him getting high from just us smoking up the burrows. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Face getting redder
yeah,
and
like,
redder.
I wish my iPad never died so I could retrieve that episode, because it was crazy how the man's face turned super red and he's like, okay, I need a break. Give me a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's so many more, but yeah, like obviously Biz Loke interview.
You
know what I'm saying? The Discovery interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was a good one. That's what we like to call it, Discovery interview. And then like even when we went to like the shows where we got to meet was it Flip
De Niro.
Flip De Niro from
Flip De
yo,
Niro.
he's a cool dude. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out Flip De Niro, you know what I mean? Like those type of things. There's a bunch, man. I could sit here for hours and talk about how much that we did and like all the good moments, the high points. Like I said, there was no real low points. It's just to a point, you know what I mean? So yeah, everything was blessed. Like I can't say I had any bad bad experiences with the podcast, and I had a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I miss it. You understand what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
No, man. Thank you, man.
Anytime, brother.
Yo, listen, man. I want y'all to make some noise for PK Herk because he's been a dedicated co-host.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Week after week from day one.
Day one.
You know what I'm saying? I for the first 3 years or maybe 4 years of the pod, and
It was fifth year.
fifth year,
But I remember
every
the-
single week, like clockwork.
Yeah, it was and you know what? Shout out Youngsterdam.
Yes, salute to the Youngsterdam.
Youngsterdam had us living like we were ballers. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
They had us living like we were ballers. You understand what I'm saying? We had a nice private set. It was beautiful.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to Youngsterdam and everybody that was involved at Youngsterdam.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you from We Love Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Because they helped get to 500 episodes.
Most definitely. Yeah, man. I want to also give a salute to the Borough Heads, the first location that we did our first few episodes. I think the first 50 episodes or 40 something episodes we did at that location.
Yeah.
And then we moved on to Youngsterdam. Did the Youngsterdam Lounge for about 2 years. Moved on to my apartment for a little while. We were recording the podcast from the apartment for maybe about 6 months. And then a spot that I called the Visionary Art Center over on Adelaide and Peter Street had a huge studio, had that going for about a year, and then went back to the apartment again. And now we over here at B3 Studios. So having a podcast location is essential. You know what I'm saying? For anybody out there who's doing a podcast.
No, not to cut you off, Fred, but do you remember why we had to leave Boroughheads?
They said that we were smoking too much blunts.
Their glass gallery smelled like a blunt ashtray after we were done.
That's the irony of it, because there you can actually smoke weed in the place, right? Like it was a place where people can smoke shatter and shit.
Yeah, they had the glass
Shatter
gallery.
doesn't leave a smoke.
Yeah.
But no, they were like, oh man, you guys, there's too much backwoods, man. Like it smells like a blunt ashtray up there, man. We love you guys here. We want you to, but man, we can't. The mornings we come in here and it just smells like blunts.
Yeah, man. It's and with us, especially as a podcast where we smoke indoors in the studio, just to have a studio where we can smoke in, where it's not really, it's kind of frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? So we've been blessed. We've been blessed.
Very much so.
Y'all want to play some games?
We need a little more enthusiasm. I don't know.
Well, we have some.
It doesn't sound like they're trying to play games.
Y'all want to play a few games?
They
You know
need
what
to
I'm
wake
saying?
up.
There
man.
we go. There we go.
Test y'all trivia. You know what I'm saying?
man. Yeah,
Okay, I have a few things that we can do here. I have named this interview guest because we have a bunch of people that are in the building who are viewers and listeners of the podcast. So I figure maybe if we can play some audios from the pod, maybe y'all can guess who that person is. All right.
Is it just like whoever raises their hand first?
Whoever raises their hand. We ain't
Yeah,
being
we gotta
going
pick
crazy
them.
today. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
You're trying to hold me down. You took one of my passports and my flavors.
Wow. So, okay,
How am I flavors? I graduated high school. I don't even have drug charges.
before we even get into that,
Who is?
who? Well, you can hear
Are
my
we
voice
allowed
in
to
there,
guess?
but
Is Herc
who's
allowed
the?
to guess? I feel like
You're not allowed to guess.
He was about to say the answer.
Let me play a little bit again, Morgan. Social media.
Take a break. My mentor, I had to focus on what was the importance of in front of me, which is my label deal.
Bring it. Books. You are correct, sir.
Black chart.
We'll have something for you after the show, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got a couple more. Let me see. Who can I pick? Let's do this one.
People just watching us, and I'll never forget this. This dude was saying, "I'm looking for that Toronto sound," and it just.
I heard somebody say The Godfather in the back.
Raise your hand. Who's that?
Who you got there? Maestro Fresh West. Big salute to Maestro Fresh West.
Right.
Okay, I got one more. Which one should I do here? Actually, let's try
Brother,
this one.
I'm getting green lit to light my blunt over here.
Arrested, and he
No,
woke
no,
up
no,
in the
no,
hospital,
we can't
handcuffed to the bed because he tried to fight some cops.
I just don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and a lot of times I think,
but man is green lighting me to light my blunt. He almost lit my blunt, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
know if you light your blunt, everyone else is lighting up their spliff too.
I
It's gonna
realize
be a
that,
totally
that's
different.
It's the world's most smoked out podcast, but like this is the episode where we actually don't smoke. Okay, let me
Just to
play
be safe.
Let me play this audio quick fast.
my bike and I pedal so fast to my house and I just explode, puke. Like as I walk through the door, my stomach just explodes on the fucking ground.
Come on.
No.
Play it one more time. Oh.
I see your hand. Anybody hand?
And it was because with the Four Loco, you would drink and like the caffeine would have you super up, but you'd be drunk. But then the
Who said it?
Who said
I
that?
heard Adam
I heard
22.
It is Adam 22.
It is.
We okay.
Just a little flex. It's like
Just a little
Adam
flex,
22 interview.
little flex. Okay, I got one more trivia, a test your trivia type of game, and then I think we can, I got some conversations that I want to bring to the audience here. So I have who is not a We Love Hip Hop guest. Okay. Facts. I have a few different categories here.
Catch his ass soon, though.
So underground Toronto rappers. I'm gonna go with 5 different rappers here, and I want y'all to guess who is not a We Love Hip Hop guest. So K Money, Havaya Mighty, Haji Basto, A.W.O.L, and Smiley.
Hard, guys. Damn. Come on, guys.
Got a Smiley interview.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Obviously, no
They're
Somalis
playing
in
my
the
songs
house
while
right
raiding
now.
the trap?
What?
What?
Classic.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Can I guess?
Somebody say Haji
No.
Basto? Yeah. No, I got a Havaya Mighty interview. That was
Yeah, it
classic.
was Haji Basto.
Has Haji
Is.
Basto. No Haji Basto interview.
Yeah.
Hold on, where's the camera?
Shout
Haji
out Haji
Basto. You
Basto,
need to
though.
make right on that. You know what I'm saying?
Reach.
American guests. Dizzy Wright, Raekwon the Chef, Fabio Foreign, Onyx, and Pooh Shiesty. We'll figure it out later. We'll chat about that later. Raekwon the Chef, you are correct, sir. Raekwon the Chef.
Tonight's his show.
We interviewed Fabio Foreign.
Yeah.
And big salute to Raekwon the Chef. That's going down tonight.
Yeah, that's going down tonight.
Okay. Canadian guest outside of Toronto. The Rascals. Pat Stay, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Mercules. Classified. And Quake Matthews. Who is not a We Love Hip Hop guest? Holy shit. Mercules, what you gonna do about that, bro? Mercules, yes, you are correct. Mercules, we need to get Mercules on the show. And last but not least, I got one more here. Canadian Toronto legends. Cardinal Official. Noah Shabib, aka OVO 40. Mishimi. Infinite. And Shot Claire. We have a Cardinal interview.
Yeah.
Ooh. Pow.
Wow. Hey.
We got a 40 interview.
Don't point
Pow.
at me, dog. Don't point at me.
These are just setups.
I don't know. I didn't say nothing.
It's just
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Anybody else? So we'll go over it again. Cardinal Official.
Yeah.
Noah Shabib. Mishimi. Infinite. And Shot Claire. There's 3 Shot Claire interviews.
Yeah.
Yes, you're correct, sir.
Correct.
No Mishimi interview.
I'm a Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Big salute to Miss Shimi though. You know what I'm saying?
That tune was body. That
I
tune was
know,
Big
that's-
tune.
Yo, she
I
needs
grew
to
up
make a
on
new
big
one.
tune.
I grew up on
She needs to
those.
remix that again.
I might remix it.
Stay there, Dusty.
So okay, in closing, right? As far as just like the last thing I want to go over here with the audience, because we do have an audience in attendance, and it's it's rare that we do a podcast and we have a whole bunch of people in front of us watching us do the pod, right? So salute to y'all selves for like coming through and just taking this in. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Episode 500 on
Tennis
the
claps,
motherfucking building.
tennis
You know what
claps.
I'm saying?
Wiser clap.
I don't want to like down it and make it be a super Debbie Downer right now, but we are living in a crazy, crazy city. And the last time we did a live show, we had a great discussion with the people about some of the things that we can do to like make our city better when it comes to like the gun violence. They said it went up like 92% in the last month or so, or in the last few months, right? So I don't know, like we be discussing these types of topics on the podcast all the time. You know what I'm saying? And even before we start, like what are some of the solutions that y'all think can help to bring down some of the shit that's going on out here? So yeah,
we need a mic.
P3, you want to grab that mic? Bring that mic over. We're gonna bring a mic over to you.
Reach. All right. State your name.
Adequate. Oh, my name is Trish.
Okay. Hi, Trish.
Thanks for coming through.
Great name.
Thank you. So basically, because I was a social worker for like over 10 years, and I've worked with youth and gang violence and all that stuff. But the problem is, in a lot of the communities, they don't have access to adequate resources. So the city is spending their money on an enormous police force and shelving the money to police forces instead of adequately putting the correct resources into impoverished communities. So it's stuff like having a community center on the block, or having like youth art programs, because youth love to rap and do art and stuff like that. It's having programming that attract the youth so that youth don't get involved in violence.
Okay.
So it's like boys and girls clubs, all that stuff that the funding was cut from. So now the youth are on the streets because they're bored. They're like, I have nothing better to do. I used to go to a boys and girls program, so I don't do that anymore. So I'm gonna go out in the streets with my friends and do hood rat shit, basically. So that's what it is. So it's like if you can attract them with something positive, then they're most likely not to do it than going on in the streets and doing it. But it's all about the funding and having the adequate resources for the funding. So it's like going to your local mayor or your local minister and fighting for that. Then like rap plays a role, but it's like having like even partnering with your local artists so they can like be a bigger voice is what it basically comes down to.
I hear you.
Oh, thank you. Well said.
Good answer.
Right in the back over here. Big salute to Master Move Rise.
He's been waiting for this moment.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anytime you see a YouTube Premium break, it's brought to you by Master Move Rise.
This is your moment right now, bro. This is your moment right
Big
now.
uncle in the building.
Have your seat?
Hold on, air horn.
This guy's trying to get on camera too.
All right. To build on what Trish said earlier, I remember I was working in the city of Toronto, and it used to be back in the day, we had free programs for all the kids.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just free lazy programs like give the kids a basketball or, give the kids a space to play pool. We used to have programs for them. And when it was amalgamated, they started to say, oh, we don't want to invest in our kids. And I remember back then saying, you don't invest in the kids now, 20 years from now, watch what happens. And this is what's going on right now. And it has to be smart, because too many times do I see the power that be like, all right, let's give them a basketball or let them do entertainment. And I'm like, why would you let them do entertainment and not teach them the business behind the entertainment? Not everyone can be a rapper, but someone could be a producer. Somebody could be a manager. Somebody could be, making clothing. Somebody could be social media. And if they made incentives for the businesses to give back in credit or whatever, let the businesses come in and learn from the professionals, right? Because right now, Everyone's looking for a Band-Aid, a quick fix so that they could get their picture and their photo shoot, but nobody's really saying, what can we do now that will help now, but more importantly, fix the future, right? Because you fix now without thinking about the future. You're just rolling back, you're just going in a cycle. So
kids of the future.
Oh, thank you. Well said. Well said.
I should have been on camera though.
Anybody else in the audience want to add on or big
It
salute
is
to
on camera. I got you.
big salute to DJ Natural in
DJ
the front row
Natural
over here.
Wave.
Big salute to DJ Natural, man.
Respect.
DJ Natural Wave's been coming through, co-hosting episodes as well. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Talk your
want to
thing, man.
double down on what both of them said. As a youth, there were so many programs. Like I started learning how to play guitar. I started learning how to play piano. I did karate. I did basketball, hockey, soccer, all these things. It was all for free. You know what I mean? I went to like sleepaway camps all the way in the country, did rock climbing, all these things. And these things are not available to the youth them now. So what are they going to do? And also to double on, my bad, what was your name? Uncle Kev. Shout out Uncle Kev. So basically, I feel like we need to start glamorizing other jobs other than just like being a basketball player or a rapper. You know what I mean? I feel like if we see that plumbers can make up to like 100,000, more than 100,000, you know what I mean? All these trades that are kind of like frowned upon, mans are making bare bands off it, but it's not really glorified in certain areas. So youths don't really like look into these trades until it's like too late. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's kind of on us to put that to the forefront to the youth them as well,
No, facts. Thank you. I got one more question that was actually going around and going pretty viral. With Dr. Umar, he went pretty viral on the Hustle Over Everything podcast. That's another podcast over here in the city, right? And he was saying that hip hop hasn't advanced Black people in over the 50 years that it existed. Right? I see Unc in the back, like, yo. Is that facts or is that fiction?
It's facts, machine.
So okay,
I'm hearing both.
Bring
microphone.
If you can help me with the microphones. I want to hear y'all opinions because I've had the conversation actually on live, but like, a lot of people have strong opinions about this.
Okay. Uncle Kev here again.
What's up?
Here's the thing. It's both, because there was a time, and I'm sure you guys all know, when we were growing up, we went to the club, we could hear gangster, we could hear native tongues, we could hear just, fun hip hop all in one section. Or when we watched Rap City with what's his name, Michaels
or Oliver.
Come on, poor
taking it back.
Come on, we're
no,
going back.
No, but for real though, there was a time where hip hop was everything, right? Yeah. Where we had the gamut of what was out there. We had social, we had gangster,
that boom bap,
like we had everything. And then when it got to money, and when we let go of the power that we had, and it happens in our community a lot, where we will create something and then we will let it go for the monetary rather than thinking, and it's all short term. We can make money now, but we're not thinking again. There's no forethought to what we're doing. So what happens is they start marketing hip hop, and there becomes a shift where hip hop is no longer an urban art form, but it's a suburban art form, which is ran by, which is funded, not ran, but funded by 51% of white kids living in the suburb. And they don't want to learn about what PE was saying or what X-Clan was saying, right? And the power that be don't want their kids to learn what X-Clan and PE and Poor Righteous Teachers were saying, right? So they push all the gangster stuff. And then they started to water down the product and control the watered down product. Right now we're coming, it's nice to see what's going on with a lot of the streaming and the record companies having to fight for our dollars now, because we're starting to see the influx of hip hop coming back, where people are saying something. And it's not just let's do hip hop for the dollar, but let's do hip hop for what we're doing. And then you see other rappers and other artists that might have a more conscious thing to say, getting their shine because they no longer have to go through these gatekeepers, right?
True.
But the problem is the system is working so hard to either fight against that or take the presence and the color out of it and keep their watered down version of what it could be or their version of what's sellable, right? So we as a community, and it's one of the few times where I might agree with Dr. Umar, but we as a community have to start taking back and controlling what is ours. And again, that goes back to what Trish and what we mentioned earlier is if we teach the kids to be self-sufficient, if we teach the kids financial literacy, if we teach the kids how to incorporate themselves and use the tax structure to better themselves, then we create a foundation where we control the narrative of what's coming out because we no longer have to go to someone else to get the funding for what we need.
Facts,
right? And we have
facts.
to live. We have to live within our community first before trying to branch out.
Fax machine.
No, well said, sir.
Well said, Unc. Well said, Unc. Well said.
Anybody else want to add on? Has hip hop advanced the culture, had advanced Black culture in the last 50 years?
Not really.
Oh, before you say, why do you think, Dusty?
Because everything, the first thing you think of is fashion. The first thing you think of, like the other day, I had a situation, right? And the first thing one of the nurses and doctors said to me was, there's not enough kids being doctors anymore. They all want to be YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? So once I heard that, I've been installing in my daughters like, yo, hey, get off a kick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
None of
yeah.
that kick shit. Like, you're going to go to school and learn how to do something, whether it's beauty, whether it's something else, but you ain't going to be no YouTuber. Or like, I'm not like, what we do is what we do, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we started this hip hop shit. But like, at the end of the day, like, it's a difference with the kids, what you install from your home now, right? Because you can't expect the TV to teach them don't do drugs. You know what I mean? The TV is now telling them to do drugs. You know what I mean? You can't tell a kid like he doesn't have a penis because it goes another whole route, right? So there's a lot to it where like, nah, hip hop is now, they're pushing hip hop, we're in all types of genders, they're pushing hip hop all types of ways. So it's not really that hounded anymore. It's not really like, remember when you would go digging in the crates? That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You catch a Tony Touch tape and you're like, whoa. Whew.
Yeah.
That's what woo. You're giving it to your friend like, whoa, dude, I don't know, bring it back by tomorrow and dub that. Actually, I'll dub it for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the element what we lost, right? So obviously, every time you see nails getting painted, niggas got pink hair, it's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really teaching the kids like, yo, hey, don't do drugs or don't do like go to school, right? The songs aren't like that no more. It's like I dropped out. So you got to see like it hasn't really taught any kids anything.
Yeah.
Spinning the block isn't really teaching, right?
Smoking on who they smoke.
Yeah, they're smoking on their man digged up the man's grave the other couple years ago, and then what happened? Boom, he gets his head smoked in broad daylight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So really, it hasn't advanced because it's just like every kid I meet, they want to be a rapper, and I'm looking at them like, you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, yeah.
You ain't no Drake.
It's real talk. It's real talk,
No.
man.
Just go to school.
No. Well said, sir. Well said. And what did you want to add on there, miss?
Oh, I was gonna say, it advanced. It initially when hip hop was started, it was a forum of people a musical forum for people to tell their stories. And somewhere along the way, that message got skewed or lost. And so initially when it started, it was advancing people because Black youth, especially amongst Black youth, they had somebody to aspire to. Okay, yeah, I want to be like that. He's doing something productive. He's not just talking about gang violence or something, but he's talking about his real life story. But somewhere along the way in the last 10 or 20 years, that message got screwed. So if you could go back to the original foundation of what hip hop actually was, then it would further advance people. But nowadays, it really isn't because the message is lost.
Of course, how much for a stream?
Yeah,
right?
Facts.
Have a million streams. How much do you really get for that? Think about it. You're getting ripped off, right?
Anybody else want to add on before we
Yeah, when it comes to the advancement, I think hip hop is like it was that before, like when they had self destruction.
Yep.
Like when Queen Latifah came out, like, well, who you calling a bitch?
UNITY.
Like that stuff, like the message, and those were that time of hip hop when it first came initially. Yeah, but then, like you said, it got skewed. The message got skewed. It became how much money you got. I got bigger jewelry than you. I got flashier. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you take what you can from hip hop. You're not supposed to model your life off of what hip hop is telling you to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
Dusty was saying, not everybody's gonna be a rapper. Not everybody's, like, wake up and smell the coffee, bro.
Yeah.
You're not nice. Take off the auto tunes.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually look at your rhyme book.
And
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's man out here in the city that will rap circles around the hottest MCs in the city. And I'm not talking about the Drakes and people like that, but just like one guy who thinks he's the livest on his block. He don't know nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because one, you're relying on auto tunes.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I have a personal grudge with auto tunes, so mind you. But hip hop didn't really advance nobody, because nowadays it has the girls out here shaking their ass at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no respect for the family structure. Like, you understand, all the gal them are basically twerkers and selling sex. Like, yo, you can't really find no woman MC out there that's really just rapping without selling sex. You understand what I'm saying? And I know sex sells. I'm not an idiot. You understand what I'm saying? But there's a point where it's too much. And yeah, the message behind hip hop is definitely skewed, and it's not helping anybody right now, because all it's doing is perpetuating the foolishness. In my opinion, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm stuck in the 90s hip hop. Like, if you listen to my playlist, you'd be like, what's wrong with this guy? But that's where I feel the most comfortable, where it made more sense. Like you were hearing earlier, like, yo, there was actually backpack rap, there was boom bap rap, there was conscious rap, and then there was gangster rap. And then these new genres like drill and whatever else popped up as their own. And that is evolution, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when everything just heads to the drill, it's like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
It's evolution, or like evolve, like, they're taking
like
us back,
devolved.
evolving. You understand? We're
100%.
like, they want us on the Darwin list. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how they deal with us. Like, we're a fucking stupid. Yeah, right. So that's where I don't think there's been that much growth, but there can be growth, because every day there's artists coming out. So there's that one artist that could spark a movement. Like, you know what? I'm done with this foolishness. I can still talk my talk, but be in a right mind frame.
Yeah.
Promote something proper.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying?
You want that on
Natural.
natural? Send a mic over there.
Okay, I do agree with what you guys are saying, but it's a podcast, you know what I mean? So I just want to be devil's advocate for a second, because I feel like,
Hey,
you know what I mean?
There's some pushback. There's some pushback, pause, but there's some pushback.
Yeah. So basically, I feel like everybody's looking from one lens. The question is, did hip hop advance black people? When you guys are talking about the 90s and 80s and Cool Herc and Grandmaster Flash and these.
No, we didn't say do that.
Yo, you
We
guys
didn't
are
say
talking
that.
about
The man said
Dusty
that.
Foot. You know what I
We didn't say
mean?
that.
Holes in the
No,
shoes.
misconstrue
These guys
words,
had
dog.
bro.
All right, go.
In the park, and it's
You're
after
wrong.
dark.
You're wrong. His name is Herc.
Hold on,
He didn't say
take Czar's
nothing
mic.
You weren't even
Grandmaster
around
Herc.
them times to know what we're talking about, brethren. You're young. You understand? I'm not trying to be rude, but yo, you have to grow up in that time to know what's going on.
Going
You
on.
understand what I'm saying?
Okay, but the question-
message, all of those guys, did it elevate black people? Yes and no. But the message from that time, where that was a different era. We're all in a different era now. You
Okay,
understand
but
what I'm saying?
the
what you're saying, like, oh, it's funny, because I was on a side story. I was at a beach the other day, and I was playing self-destruction, on the side. I was playing self-destruction. An 8-year-old girl, she's bobbing her head like, yo, this is the hardest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Her mom was like, yo, I wasn't even born when that song came out.
Ha.
You understand what I'm saying? Then my own fam was like, yo, turn that boom bap shot. I mean, you'll put on some Young Thug or something like that.
Whoa. That was not my point.
But you understand what I'm saying? I hope that wasn't your point.
No, that was not my point. Because I love self-destruction. Headed for that's a big tune.
Yeah.
But my point was those mans were not making any money. Hip hop artists these days are billionaires, creating millions of jobs within the last. What do you mean I'm wrong? What do you mean I'm wrong?
How much
Our man's not billionaires,
brother?
Our man's not billionaires. Yes or no? Our man's not billionaires.
Order in the court.
Our man's not billionaires. Our man's not. Yes or no? Our hip hop artists today not billionaires.
Fam,
there are billionaires.
We can name.
Are they not creating jobs?
No.
Like what are we talking about?
Wait, who are the hip hop billionaires? Let's name them.
Hip hop billionaires.
Jay-Z,
Drake,
Kanye.
and
You think Drake's a billionaire?
Low key, yeah.
Low key, yeah.
Okay, so that's 3. Dr. Dre, what? 50 Cent.
Yeah, and all them on there from them time.
Nas is not.
So basically,
Nas is not a billionaire.
And basically,
Nas is a billionaire. What do you mean?
Nas
is a billionaire.
Yo, Google.
Google
Nas is a billionaire.
Order in the court.
He owns Ring. He owns Ring. Nas owns Ring.
Okay,
brother.
All right, let me just finish my point.
Your doorbell. Nas owns that.
Who's willing to put money that Nas is a billionaire?
And he
like money.
in the 70s.
All right, let me just finish my point. And basically,
some kid that was born in
Let
2004.
him finish.
at this point, hip hop is one of like the top genres in the world.
Because of?
So me, as a DJ, I'm not no worldwide international DJ, but I could still make a living, pay my rents, do everything off of one of the elements of hip hop. There's a lot of independent artists that are making a living. They're not like world renowned or anything, but hip hop has allowed many jobs. If you're doing merchandise, even right now, you guys are.
Podcasting.
We love hip hop.
DJing,
you know what I mean?
DJing.
Yeah, exactly. I said I'm making like my living off DJing and stuff. So that's hip hop has allowed millions of jobs within the last 50 years.
No one's saying the jobs
For
aren't,
sure.
the jobs
For
aren't
sure.
there. It's
Jobs
just
are-
the evolution of the black person itself through the music is what we're asking. The jobs are there.
Yes.
The jobs are there. The
Let,
jobs are there. The money's there. Just where's the the real
Evolution.
evolution?
let me
Where's the
answer.
thought?
Let me say something to this because I understand what you're saying. You're saying that because of what hip hop is in society now, there are jobs that were created that were never created, and people are able to do stuff that they weren't able to do 20 years ago, right? But remember, before you were born, before there was hip hop, there were DJs that were living off making music and playing music for people. So when you look at the evolution of music, if I use the idea that because it makes money and it creates jobs, then we can say drug dealing has influence.
They're the best.
I knew that's where you were going with it. I knew it. I was like, let him land. Let him land.
Because let me finish. Let me
But
cook.
that is different.
Let me cook.
That's
That's
illegal.
illegal.
That is illegal.
Let me cook. Although
Depends.
it's illegal, right? Just because it creates a job and it creates an
Unless you're shopping drug
infrastructure
mart.
doesn't mean it creates a positive environment for something to grow and spread the way it should have been. And yes, you are right. You are 100% right that hip hop, they aren't making money the way back then, the way they were making money now. But you got to remember the reason they're making money now the way that they were back then is because they stifled the message that was coming back then. You will not hear on radio, on mainstream radio, you will never hear a PE again. You will never hear a Poor Righteous Teachers. You will never hear an X-Clan.
But
right?
let me stop you for a second. The thing is, there's a cross between two. You know what I'm saying? You guys are both right at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because yes, as far as black people as advancement, there's a lot of fuckery that we see when we look at hip hop today, right? You still got to pick to go and find the good shit, but the good shit still does exist. A Rhapsody exists with an Ice Spice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just have to be looking for it, and not even just looking for it because she has accolades and stuff like
Who?
Rhapsody.
Oh, Rhapsody.
She
Yeah.
got a fucking Grammy award if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So people do recognize good shit.
Yeah.
Nas just got a Grammy maybe 2 months ago, right? So the good shit is recognized, and that I guess is what helps advance black people. But to the point where, like Natural is saying, jobs that are being created through hip hop, you know, including us even being able to podcast and stuff like that, also help generations of other people.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I'm
we-
saying?
but a lot
Around
of-
the world.
But I feel like not every podcast has to talk about hip hop to be successful.
No, but
And that's the thing.
as far as
Hip-hop-
the advancement of black people,
Yeah.
Nas being a part of Ring and all these other things, he's creating jobs for other people. He's gonna, the company that he has is probably gonna give a black person an opportunity where in another position or another person who owned that company might say no. You know what I'm saying? So the more black billionaires that get created off of hip hop, the more opportunities that people can have to have their job and then, be able to feed their family and create generational wealth. So there's two things that are happening at the same time. Maybe there's a race between the fuckery and the good things that are happening, like 10 steps forward, 10 steps back at the same time type shit. But we advancements have been made, in my opinion.
Very
But that's
much
just
so.
my opinion. You
Very
know what I'm
much so.
saying?
I think the only way to use it as an advancement is if hip hop is like decolonized from the corporate structure.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I'm gonna be honest, like it's straight up propaganda. Like
sucks.
not just for black people, it also like affects white kids and stuff, but like especially for black people. Like every empire, they understand the impact of entertainment, music. So like this is literally just like funding money into promoting certain imagery, certain values, certain aesthetics, you know what I'm saying? And we see it. And like even with drill music and stuff, like mans are motivated to commit crimes because of like the allure of like being this drill rapper, especially if like you come from a community or environment where like you don't have too much guidance and like that's all you're seeing and like you're seeing that as a way out. So I definitely feel like the original hip hop, like when I started rapping, I was like, yo, I gotta like look into hip hop. I'm not just gonna like listen to Eminem for the rest of my life, you know? So
yeah.
So I started listening to KRS-One, Public Enemy, Mos Def before I found out he was a bean.
You did your research.
But yeah. And that's when, for me, that's like that aspect of it was like almost spiritual, where it's like you actually have like an enlightened spiritual understanding of yourself and other people. It's tolerance. It's about proving yourself. It's about skills. Like, that's the hip hop that can advance black people. And that's probably why they stopped it, because they were like, nah, you're gonna get this version.
That's working too well.
You know what I'm saying?
They know we dangerous when we team up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else before we move on to salute them? That's why I say it's just 10 steps forward, 10 steps back. It's like, you know what I mean? It's a tug of war that consistently happening. In closing, do you guys have any questions for us as a
little
podcast?
Little Q&A action?
Yeah. Over in
anyone
in the
besides
back.
Unc?
Let Unc get his question out.
Okay.
Pull up. And if you want to come closer for your question.
Pull up.
So
Go ahead, sir.
quick question. On the last topic,
He works the room though.
where do you, as a podcaster who has 500 episodes, see your role in fixing what hip hop may or may not have done to society?
Ooh, valid. What you gonna say, Friday?
Nice.
What you gonna say, Friday?
Well,
Oy, Dios mío.
with the feedback at the same time, right? Great for emphasis. The thing is, I just give my real opinions on the way I feel about stuff, right? When it comes to me as a podcaster, a lot of the times I'm always trying to make sure that we do better as artists, because I come from the perspective of an artist. Like I've had multiple rants where, I'm just hoping that maybe at the end of my rant, I'm not just ranting because like I hate the shit. I want the shit to change, right? Like, so for example, if I'm ranting about rappers doing their shows and actually rapping at the show and not lip syncing, is because I hope that resonates with the artists that even maybe I might want to come and do an interview with me in the future. They're like, oh shit, I kind of do that all the time. So, maybe, that old head Friday said some shit in his little rant and maybe I should change that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the gun violence, it's us bringing it up on a regular basis, especially when it starts to get heightened.
Yeah.
And having conversations, not only just with ourselves as like hosts and stuff like that, but different guests that come through and maybe getting their perspective. I think the conversation that people get to watch, as well as being entertained, is my part in the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? And something that we continue to have happen. Like I've interviewed lawyers and shit like that and asked them questions about the game and try to hit it from all different angles to find out maybe why the problem is happening rather than saying, okay, well, you guys are bad for shooting at each other. Okay, well, you know, maybe
Yeah.
talk to a psychologist or somebody and maybe try to get them in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's my part. Thank you.
Good question. Good answer.
Any other questions in here?
How do you see the We Love Hip Hop network expanding? Like, in terms of like, would you guys have like, let's say, events like once a year where the youth can come out or something like that? Because you're talking about strongly about youth violence. So would you guys have something in place for the youth to attend that's positive to come out to, or like, let's say using V3 studios for a youth night or something like that, so the youth can come and do their raps or something? Like, do you plan on expanding that way or something? Like, how do you basically, my question is, how do you see the We Love Hip Hop network expanding beyond YouTube? Is my thing.
That is a great question. Thank you.
Yo, I'm gonna add about the B3 Studios. That's definitely in the works. We're gonna do some stuff like that.
Sure.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely something that we want to do in the future. Ooh, where's the feedback coming from?
Away from the speaker.
Okay, let me just answer that quick. Yeah, that's definitely something that we want to do in the future is as the company expands and we're even able to facilitate some more things like that, backpack giveaways, all different things like that. But even in the past, we've done workshops via Factor, big salute to Factor. We got a grant from Factor and we were able to do a workshop where we were able to teach people about filming and editing and podcasting as well as social media, and not even just how to use social media, but the other side of it, of the impact that social media has on your mental and stuff like that. So how to maybe, bounce or power down after just using your phone all day, right? So we try to always give back to the community at the same time as we're building. But we also need the community to build. And the idea is that how you suggested it right there, boom, this is what we're here for, to get everybody together and maybe get some of those ideas and know what the people want so that we could provide it for them. You know what I'm saying? You have a question over there?
Yeah, so this is a more simple, basic question, but what's your top favorite things that you've done over the last 7 years?
Y'all wanna answer first?
Like maybe top 3?
Yo, honestly, going on tour. Going on tour. Going
Yeah.
on tour and having now, this is what, our 3rd sold out show. You know what I mean? So it's like having those numbers and having those accolades to say, because when we go to get bigger sponsorship now, they see we could actually do something with our crowd and our platform. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one way.
Yeah. I'll go last. What about you, Herc? Or what about you, sir?
So I'm like a super recent addition. So my top 3 like moments on the pod, or like just like how it's affected me. One time I got recognized, so that's definitely because of We Love Hip Hop. Shout y'all out for that. But in terms of like our episodes, I like the one we did when I did like that Tim Hortons rant when you were talking about Tim Hortons message your order.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably my favorite moment. And yeah, I'm super recent. I feel like I've probably been on maybe like 20 episodes max. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yes, sometimes I do get like weird DMs. I'm even blocked by pages that like blocks Friday. Like some blog pages that I can't even access. I have to ask Natural to like screenshot me something because I'm blocked by a certain blog page. So yeah, getting blocked and recognized, and then that Timmy's moment is my top 3.
I'm gonna say being recognized, still being recognized. No matter, like, I was at the Reggae Fest the other day, and people were stopping me like, "Yo, we love hip hop." Yeah, so being recognized, the Onyx interview for sure. Like I said, Rolling Loud weekend, and I think the very first episode at what's it called, upstairs there, Vapor Lounge.
At
Vape Central, sorry. right there. Was it?
Oh yeah, Vape Central on Bloor Street in Young and Bloor.
Yeah, when we had Adam Bomb come through and we're talking about Sheether that started it all.
The episode one.
That's
Episode one.
basically, and of course, the humble child.
That's 2 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
But yeah, there's tons of moments. I know they've had way more moments than me in Santa the last couple of years. But like I said, being approached in the street and all the love I get in the city from the people, because at first it was very strange. I wasn't accustomed to it. Still a little strange, but I got a lot used to it because before it was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Excuse my language. But then it's like, yo, you're the podcast. Oh, yo, I watch the podcast. Yo, this. Like, yeah, so even the other day, man, big me up in the mall. Shout out Egg West. He was from Egg West. Yo, Bizlo, Egg West. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. That's the Discovery episode. So that's definitely one. And even the K Money and Casper. I know that I shouldn't be saying those guys' names because of whatever, but you understand what I'm saying? I don't know the politics anymore, you know. So, but anyways, those are definitely some good episodes. And our very first live.
Yeah.
The very first that was very special too. That was a different one. That was a different type of Christmas. To quote Mindbender, a different type of Christmas.
Different type of Christmas for sure, for sure.
But yeah, those are just some of the few episodes.
I guess for myself, just like moments, period, like not just only episodes, because I can't even think about like a favorite episode, but just being able to interact with some of my people that I look up to in the media game, right? Like popping up on Academics' stream for 2 hours. Like I was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? What else? Like just being able to talk to some people even behind the scenes. One person who I spoke to a long time ago, actually before that, like salute to Justin Hunt. That's somebody who I've been watching him on Hip Hop DX for a long time, when he was part of Hip Hop DX. And then just for him to be a personal friend now and like we communicate on a regular basis. I'm like, this is all from doing this podcast and this network, right? But early in the game, I got to speak to Sway from Sway in the Morning. You know what I mean? And just on a DM basis, and he gave me some advice back in the days, and he said, make sure to brand everything. Brand everything.
To piggyback off of that, not to cut you off, but yo, like, I think one of the biggest moments for me to date, like whatever, is when the godfather of hip hop, Maestro Fresh West, tagged me in a post.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
That's like what Backbone Slide, like what the king of Rap City, the godfather of. I have his number in my phone. That's because of We Love Hip Hop. Not to cut you off, Friday, but to piggyback on what you're saying.
It's real talk.
Like George Strample, like George, I can't.
Yeah.
It's like certain man's like, what? How the heck?
Yeah.
And it's because of We Love Hip Hop. It's straight up because of We Love Hip Hop. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Onyx interview, like what? 13-year-old Herks is like, whoa, bald head for life. Even though I got long hair right now. It's another like, bro, I was like, yo, I was starstruck, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but just to piggyback on what you're saying with like relationships.
Even like what you're saying with Maestro, like I get calls from Maestro out the blue, and it's because of this shit. Like, you know, like I used to watch Maestro as like, you know, a parasocial type of relationship. I'm just looking at him like, yeah, this is the guy who just does rap on freaking Much Music. You know what I'm saying? So now to have like this person just holler at me out the blue, like, yo, I'm in Toronto right now. What are you saying? Not for let's do an interview or anything like that. It's just chop it up.
Bro, the man, I'm not like, again, the man was just like speaking on Maestro. I'll be in the gym and I look at my DM, yo, how many chin-ups you hit today, fam?
Yeah.
Bro, I hit 10. Well, I hit 19. Okay, shit. I got to step my game up. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I went to the Junos with Maestro.
You see it.
Yeah.
That was he had me on the red carpet.
But those moments like that.
Moments.
No, salute to Maestro Fresh West.
Big up salute to Maestro Fresh.
Still haven't met the man yet. Still haven't met him.
Don't worry.
I'll bring him through.
Everyone has like sick Maestro stories. I'm like, well.
Don't worry, soon, Paul.
You're only 20 deep, bro. You're only 20 deep. What do you expect? You have to earn that.
I got to hit at least 100.
You have to earn that. You're only 20 deep, fam.
Is there any other questions before? Oh, were you right there in the front there?
Like, when did you know that this was gonna be a full-time thing? Like, I'm gonna do all this like YouTubing, trying to get the advertising, all the social things. Like, when do you like realize, like, what was the thought process behind that?
Besides just doing it, like when I started doing it, I had a corporate job at the same time. So I was working the corporate job, but in my mind, I always wanted to make where this podcast could make me quit the job, right? But I bumped into, and I feel like I've told this story on air before, but I bumped into somebody in the IT department. Okay, I was working from home for most of the time when I was doing my corporate job. I was able to work remotely, like how people do now. I was doing that back in 2016. Okay, so in 2018 or 2017, when I quit, I went into the office because my laptop broke down. Went into the IT department, and dude behind the counter at the IT department was like, "A lie. They told me you work here, but like I didn't believe them." Like he turned into a Toronto man, like right away. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Yeah, I saw your BizLoc interview, fam." It's like, oh shit. And then from there, when I left that department and I left the office that day, I was like, all right. I started making my exit plan to leave, and like I think within 3 months I was out of the office. You know what I'm saying? And just 100% on this shit.
Yeah, the Discovery episode.
Yeah.
Mind you, there was 47 episodes before that.
Yeah. That's episode 40. No, that's actually episode 47.
Yeah, sorry, 46.
Yeah, so 46 episodes before, and we're just putting up episodes, just hoping to get some kind of traction. And to be honest, even like with everybody and the cameras and everything going on here, we didn't even understand how to work cameras. So a lot of the first, let's say 20 episodes.
So shout out Joey.
Yeah.
And, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Oh, I don't even remember right now neither, man.
Whatever, but he knows he was one of the cameramen that were there with us. But Joey for sure. Joey was there in the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? Like Cameron said, he was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like just to now be able to just step up our production and have multiple cameras running and stuff like that, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Any other questions before we wrap for the evening here? Salute to Unc. Okay, but listen, I want to salute to everybody who came through here tonight, man, for our live presentation of the 500th episode. There are a couple of people also I want to salute as well. Okay, salute to Flavor Pot for the food. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Big salute. Okay, Stone Giants.
Yep.
Right, Pink Kush Factory providing us some of those nice 420 needs. Okay, Diamond Club. Okay, always keeping me toasty, always keeping us toasty. You know what I'm saying? And Steven Hot Grabber. You know what I mean? Keeping the blams. All right. Also, big salute to Unc over here with from Master Move Rise. You know what I'm saying? Clothing always. Get your collabos. Yeah, the sick collabo right there. And salute to Toronto Collective. Okay, there's 2 different locations. We're over at the East location over here.
Yeah. You gotta be so ready for the applause, guys. Keep it going.
Yeah, man, because like like I said earlier in this podcast or in this live presentation, it's not a singular thing. It's a group effort to be able to bring this together. So I want to thank everybody for coming through tonight, man.
Give
yourself a round of applause.
Tennis claps all around, please.
And we are off of this.
Let's run some mules.
Let's run some tunes, man.
Wait, Fred, I have a quick question.
Talk to me.
You're drinking this?
It's ice caps, bro.
That is not ice cap anymore, bro. Where's the slush? That's a milk cap.
That's a regular.
Oh, that's what happens when you substitute milk.
That's a regular Friday thing, man. You don't know that? That's a regular
but
thing.
It's not but it's not a Starbucks, though.
It's not a Starbucks.
They went to Tim Hortons. They fucked up that order for sure.
You know Friday loves the Starbucks.
They messed up that order for sure.
You go Starbucks over Tim's?
He's a Starbucks guy.
I used to be a Starbucks guy, I'm not gonna lie, and I still occasionally am a Starbucks guy. But to be honest, Starbucks is hella overpriced, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? No, and for all the years I've been drinking Starbucks, they never even sent a bag. So, you know, they could run the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you probably don't even collect points. You don't even have the app.
No, you crazy?
Oh, you got the app?
When I was hardcore on my Starbucks shit, I walk in, just pick my coffee up, man. I'm mobile.
You're getting points. You're getting the points and stuff?
Yeah, one free coffee a week.
I didn't know it was like that.
What? You got
I said one a week.
Dog, I came from Shoppers Drug Mart, fam. I know how to use the point system. You know what I'm saying? But listen,
Bare optimum points with this guy. Bare optimum points.
Get your optimum points, man. But there's food here. If for anybody who hasn't gotten any free food, I don't know if there's any food left over there. I can't really see the table. But thank you for everybody for coming through. And
thank you.
Get home safe.
Yeah. Adios, amigo. Thank you.
Make some noise.
Big up yourself, Friday, Dusty. We love hip-hop.
Borrow.
There we have it. Episode 500. The live version in the vault right now. Thank you to all the people who came out and showed love to this event right here. Big thanks to Dusty Wallace. Big thanks to B3 over behind the camera, DJ Czar, PK Herk. It was a beautiful event, okay? Make sure for the people who are watching this on YouTube, okay? Because you're going to be getting more content.
Yo.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below, okay? Love. We love hip-hop. We off this.
We love hip-hop.